Crocodile versus Anaconda. Who has the title of king amongst these two reptiles? The anaconda is the most giant snake in the world and probably the most feared snake in existence. Because it has been the subject of several movies and documentaries, we decided that a battle between the anaconda and the crocodile, the most tenacious of all reptiles, would make for a very interesting video. The tropical rainforests of South America are home to a kind of snake known as anacondas. They are recognized for their ability to swim swiftly and are among the biggest snakes on the globe. The genus of boas known as Eunectes is often known as anaconda. The name Eunectes derives from a Greek phrase for excellent swimmer. There are 4 different species of anaconda that have been identified. The 4 different species are the green anaconda, the yellow or Paraguayan anaconda, the dark spotted anaconda, and the Beni or Bolivian anaconda. Most crocodile species are known to be dangerous animals. Nevertheless, most species are rather harmless and would rather avoid people than engage in combat with them. However, the saltwater crocodile is notorious for its aggressive behavior against humans. This is partly because it has a strong sense of territoriality and is believed to be responsible for at least several dozen assaults on humans each year. Size and body description. Snakes known as anacondas are stocky and muscular, with a thickness greater than that of other boas. They have thick necks that are proportioned to their huge yet narrow heads. All anacondas have their noses and eyes on the top of their heads, allowing them to see above the water, even though they spend most of their time underneath. They have a strong black stripe extending from the corner of their eye to the bottom of their jaw. Scales on anacondas are typically tiny and smooth, but the scales become bigger as they move toward the back of their bodies. They have very supple and flexible skin, allowing them to absorb a significant amount of water. Anacondas with a green coloration might have a greenish-brown, olive, or greenish-gray appearance. They have egg-shaped markings that might be black or brown and are located in the middle to the back of their bodies. The longest recorded anaconda measured 5 meters or 17 feet in length. Certain specimens can reach a length of 11 meters or 36 feet, although this is extremely rare. The anaconda has the distinction of being the world's heaviest snake. A huge individual anaconda can reach 1,100 pounds or 500 kilograms. However, the maximum weight of an anaconda is often just a few hundred pounds. An anaconda can have a diameter of over 12 inches or 30.5 centimeters. In most cases, females are heavier than males. The saltwater crocodile is known for being one of the most aggressive crocodile species. It also has the title of being the biggest living reptile. This species displays sexual dimorphism, with the female having a smaller body size than its male counterpart. Males may grow up to a height of 23 feet or 6.5 meters and weigh more than 4,100 pounds or 1,000 kilograms. Crocodiles in the wild measuring up to 10 meters in length are highly unusual but have been seen in the past. The skulls of saltwater crocodiles are extraordinarily big. The eyes are separated by a pair of ridges that continue along the middle of the snout. Because the eyes, ears, and nostrils are all situated on the same plane on top of the head, this creature can see, hear, and breathe even when its head is almost entirely submerged in water. The flaps that cover the ears, which are located behind the eyes, close when the animal is submerged in water. The jaws are strong and have between 64 and 68 teeth in them. The teeth in the upper jaw and the lower jaw are precisely aligned. Compared to other species, the scuts, or bone plates, are very tiny, and the scales have an oval shape. Adults are dark overall, with patches that range from pale tan to gray. Stripes are present on the lower sides of the body, but don't extend to the belly. The posterior surface can either be white or yellow. The tail is gray overall, with black stripes running down it. Range and environment. There are green anacondas in Trinidad and the tropical regions of South America, east of the Andes, down to Bolivia, and even in northern Paraguay. This hot, humid environment with its lush vegetation provides a suitable home for such a huge snake, which fits in well with the world in which it lives. The anaconda enjoys being in or near water, and spends a significant portion of its life in murky water, which not only helps conceal its enormous body, but also supports it. The crocodile species Crocodilus porosus is most frequently seen on the shores of northern Australia and the islands of New Guinea and Indonesia. It can be found as far to the west as Sri Lanka and in the eastern part of India, along the coasts and river mouths of Southeast Asia, all the way to the middle of Vietnam, Borneo, and into the Philippines, as well as in Palau, Vanuatu, and the Solomon Islands. Crocodiles living in salt water are excellent swimmers and may often be seen in open water quite a distance from shore. Crocodiles living in salt water can survive in extremely salty environments and are typically found in coastal waters or near rivers. They can also be found in the fresh water located close to rivers and bogs. Diet and nutrition. Anacondas consume wild pigs, deer, birds, turtles, capybaras, caimans, and even jaguars as part of their diet. They do not engage in a great deal of aggressive hunting. Rather, they employ a strategy known as watch and wait, in which they monitor for their prey as it swims past or approaches the water to drink. The anaconda, like its relatives the boa, kills its prey by wrapping its powerful body around the victim and squeezing it until the victim can no longer breathe. The snake's jaws, which are held together by flexible ligaments, enable it to consume its prey in its hole. The anaconda will frequently bring its meal into the water, where the buoyancy of the water may assist the animal in bringing its food into the correct position for swallowing. After consuming a significant amount of food, anacondas can continue for weeks or even months without feeding again. Fish, animals, and birds make up most of a saltwater crocodile's diet, and they hunt most actively at night. Not much can stand up to a giant male saltwater crocodile, which can kill and consume everything that enters its domain, even sharks and humans. Behavior. The nocturnal and solitary existence of anacondas is due to their behavior. Because they spend most of their time in the water, anacondas have a far higher top speed than they do on land. They spend most of their life in water, being submerged for extended periods at a time. The heat of the day causes anacondas to be relatively inactive, but as the day draws to a close, they become more active again. They cover great distances in a short amount of time, most frequently when the dry season is at its peak or when they're searching for mates. Crocodiles that live in salt water are often regarded as highly clever and complex creatures. They are known to show 4 distinct cries, one of which is a high-pitched distress signal given by adolescents in the form of a succession of brief barks. They interact with one another by barking. Hissing noises are used as threat calls, and they're directed at trespassers. Thermoregulation is the process saltwater crocodiles employ to keep their body temperature stable. They warm themselves in the sun and cool themselves in the water. What do you think would happen if these 2 different species of reptiles were forced to battle against each other? Because the anaconda dwells in South America, and the saltwater crocodile lives in Asia and Oceania, these species can't come into natural contact with one another. To begin, the crocodile is far larger and perhaps even twice as heavy as the anaconda. In terms of size, the crocodile wins hands down. Even though anacondas have been known to hunt caimans, the crocodile is far larger and most likely would be too enormous for the anaconda to consume. Therefore, it is improbable that a snake would even attempt to attack it in the first place. But the crocodile would eagerly attack the snake. The crocodile would still have the upper hand in a fight to the death if they both truly wanted to kill each other. It's larger than anything the anaconda hunts, and it's quite unlikely that the anaconda's manner of attack will be able to cause any significant harm to something of that size. On the other hand, the bite of the crocodile is more than sufficient to end the snake's life. The Nile crocodile has been known to kill species far larger than the anaconda. Therefore, because the saltwater crocodile is larger, it may physically and symbolically dominate over the snake. When applied to a saltwater crocodile, the ambush and constriction strategy will not be successful. Assuming that both animals are typically mature individuals, the saltwater crocodile emerges victorious in this contest.